Hello everyone, welcome to Football Manager 2019 Team Guide. Today is the term of Fulham, a team who've just been promoted from the Championship via the playoffs and have spent a lot of money this summer, surprisingly more than promoted Wolves, spending more than £80 million and also bringing a lot of loans into the clubs, the likes of Callum Chambers, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Andre Schürrle and Luciano Vietto. So let's get into this team guide. Now Fulham have got a very good squad considering they've just come up from the Championship, but like I've said, they've made a hell of a lot of additions. So let's get into those straight away. Now the first addition they've made to the squad is Jean-Michel Seri from Nice. He's got a very good record at Nice. He joined the club a few years ago and he's had a decent record at Nice. He's played quite a lot of games but hasn't really had the most in terms of goals. But just bear in mind he is a central midfielder. But he's an important player in his prime years. He's got very good stats all around the park in terms of technical, mental and physical. He's pretty much a box-to-box midfielder, can also play as a Mazzala and plenty of other roles quite well. And at the cost of £18 million, at the age of 27, he's got plenty of years on his side. They've also brought in Joe Bryant as a left-back from Bristol City in the Championship. He's got plenty of Championship experience, but has never played in the Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get up to that level of the Premier League. But he's still got time on his side. He's 24 years of age, so possibly could make the cut in the Premier League. We've also brought in Alfie Mawson from the relegated Swansea. I was actually quite pleased with Mawson last year. He seemed to be quite a good prospect. His first full year in the Premier League for Swansea, and he's played very well. He's got a decent jumping reach, composure, determination, and heading stats, and his defending stats look quite good. And again, he's 24, so his potential could get higher. We've also put in a few other players, and I think most notably Aleksandar Mitrovic from Newcastle. Now, Mitrovic is a very clinical striker, as he was last year in the Championship for Fulham, and I think he's a very big danger for Fulham this year, and someone you can definitely utilise as a target man up front. We've also brought in Vietto, Chambers, Fosu-Mensah, Rico, and Andre Schürrle on loan, the former Chelsea player on loan from Borussia Dortmund, a very good inside forward on the left, and he's an important player in his prime years at the age of 27. Some brilliant players they've brought into the club, and they've got a very good squad, and really only a few areas to make better. They've got quite a bit of youth, the like of Ryan Sessegnon being their big youth player. He can play as a left back and also on the left wing, but will be challenged obviously on that left wing by Andre Schürrle, but he might be able to fit in as a left back, but he's got very good young stats. But you've still got the likes of Mitrovic, Kamara, who to be fair are young players still at the age of 23. Both the age of 23 and Alfred Mawson the age of 24. So there's still potential to be made with those players. But let's have a look at the dynamics with Fulham now. It's going to be an interesting one with Fulham because a lot of players have just joined the club. It's going to be a lot of transfers at this club, but they've got two team leaders in Stefan Johansson and Tom Kearney. Kearney is their captain. Stefan Johansson has been at the club for a few years. And he has been at the club, for 2 years. But Tom Kearney is their team leader. And for me, I don't really see many problems with the dynamics. There's a lot of new players at the club, so inevitably, there's a lot of players that are down in the influential and other players area. But I won't worry about that, because that will change, I'm guessing, fairly quickly as you embed the players to the club. If we look at the social groups, there's quite a few staggered social groups. But to be fair, I reckon over time that the core group will change. And because there's been players that have been in the club for a long time, and a lot of players that haven't been in the club for a long time, it's going to take long for them to gel, but it shouldn't take too long, I should imagine. Next, on to tactics of Fulham, and I think we're going to go with a 4-2-3-1 tactic. I believe this is a tactic that they play in real life. I've adapted it for Football Manager, and that looks like a very venomous squad, just considering they've just been promoted from the Championship as well. So we've got with Sergio Rico in goal, with Fosu-Mensah, Chambers, Mawson, and Sessegnon at the back. Is that an all-English back four? Am I being stupid? Fosu-Mensah, oh, he's Dutch. I didn't realise that. Callum Chambers English, Alfie Mawson I think is English as well, or Welsh, no he's English, and Ryan Sessegnon also English. So apart from Fosu-Mensah, an all-English back four, and for the sake of it you could put Christian, he's Irish, so we could go with an all-British one, but I don't think Adoy is a British name. We've got Johansson and Seri in the midfield, the new signing Seri and the team leader Johansson. We've got Vietto, Kearney and Schürrle in the wing position and Kearney in the central attacking midfield position with Mitrovic up front as that target man. There's a lot of depth in this squad. You could bring Cabano on up front as well as Kamara. But there's not really that much depth in terms of the players up front. We've got Vietto, Mitrovic and Fonte, who are the big players up front. You've also got Kamara, but bear in mind that Rui Fonte is on loan at Lille. So as well as a few players that are at the club, there's a few players that have been loaned out, the likes of Rui Fonte and Marek Rodak. Let's have a quick look at the transfers that you could bring in to bolster this squad. Now, obviously, Fulham have spent a lot of money already. Let's have a look at a few players that you could potentially bring into the club. Now, these are two targets of Fulham in real life. The first one, Maxwell Cornet. He's an Ivorian right winger, can also play on the left and strike. So he's very versatile. And at the age of 21, his value isn't too much. But apparently, according to Football Whispers, he's 3.5 out of 5 to join Fulham in the January transfer window. And he looks a pretty good player. Again, he's not got the most value. Some of his stats look pretty decent. And obviously, playing for Lyon, he can't be a bad player. He plays sporadically for Lyon. Actually, played a lot of last season for Lyon. And just could be someone to bolster the squad as potentially a solution, because I don't think you're really going to be able to bring in the likes of Schürrle, who's a good player, but I don't think you'll be able to bring him in permanently. And I think somebody like Cornick could get the contingent of full-time players at the club up, and those that are contracted to the club on a full-time basis, compared to a lot of players that are in on loan. That concerns me a little bit. But the likes of Callum Chambers you could sign on a permanent basis. Fosu Mensah as well. But the likes of Schürrle, I think, will go back to Dortmund. And I don't really think Fulham will be able to sign him. The other target that we've looked at, I'm funny, is Matt Targett from Southampton. He's 22 years of age. I do know that we've got Joe Bryan and Sessegnon at the club now, but Sessegnon, I think, is more of a left winger. And if we look, going to the team report, that's probably the easiest place to go. If we look at left backs, Joe Bryan is probably the biggest left back in the squad. But Matt Targett, well, I guess it would be quite cheap. He's got experience at Fulham as well. We've got Lamar Shand as well, who can play full back, but possibly a bit of depth won't hurt anyone there, because if you can see on the team report, there's not a great deal of quality depth outside the first team club. I'd probably say that Matt Targett is probably a championship player, possibly, hence why he was in the championship last year, but he's had a few Premier League games, and you know, he's young, he's still got potential, so I think he could be one that's not too expensive and could do well for you. But let's have a look at training. I haven't particularly looked at training so far, and what I understand from training is that work rate and determination will work together to make sure that players train well. Now, the likes of Johansson with determination of 19 and work rate of 19 will be fine, but the likes perhaps of Cisse and Cabana, they've not got the best of work rate. Mind you, Cabana makes for that with a decent determination, but this squad looks pretty good in terms of its determination. Saying that, Tom Kearney with a determination of 11 and a work rate of 12 isn't too fantastic, but you've got a good squad here at Fulham, I would say. The dynamics look all good. That tactic was very venomous. You know, there's plenty of goals in that. Vieto, Kearney, Schürrle and Mitrovic can all score. And to be fair, Seri has proven he can score the odd goal. He's a box-to-box midfielder and can definitely bolster that attack up. We've got some solid defenders, some solid young defenders with Alfie Mawson and Chambers, and Sergio Rico providing a little bit of experience. He's had plenty of experience at Sevilla. And he's here on loan. So plenty of experienced players at the club. And to be fair, I think Fulham have definitely pushed above their weight in terms of the signings they've made. And they look like a very good club. And I don't think they'll be relegated. They've had a bit of a struggle of a start to the Premier League in real life, but maybe in game you can take them to new heights that they haven't seen for a long time. I mean, they've been in the Premier League for a long time before they got relegated. The highest finish was 7th, I think. Yeah, the highest finish in 7th. So maybe you can eclipse that in your save, but let me know how you guys get on. But that's going to be it, folks, for today's team guide. I hope you've enjoyed and I found it effective in me looking at the squad, the incoming transfers, dynamics, tactic, and the future transfers that you guys could make. But apart from that, until the next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.